that I don't know, risk reward factor where they go for these assassin picks, you know, for the most part. Now on the other side too, you have to look, because the Fredrin is locked in here, and it's a Fredrin versus an alpha with a Warcry emblem, mind you. You know, it should be the alpha for Marl that does have the upper hand for some of this.
I think now, though, you can definitely see for Team Spirit at least, they're trying to make that adjustment happen, right? They're already going for a more damage output, team fight, kind of skirmish, high-paced gameplay now with their composition, with Hiko getting on, I would say, this is the first time we've seen Hiko on a winning matchup, on a hero that wants to go for the snowball and the fights early on. And also for Marl, we were talking about, you know, if Marl isn't really comfortable on the assassins, maybe another damage output hero that could fit his style would be the alpha, and he does pick up the alpha now. So I would say it's still within his comfort zone. Also for Bomba, this was the hero that he was able to pop off on back in M5. Sanji going to be zoned away from this minion wave.
Okay, so he's zoned out. You know, at this point, like we said, usually, hold on, Sanji?
A lot of damage placed down. Sanji gonna be forced back very, very low. Super crazy plays in the bottom lane.
Yeah, already aggressive, you know, very aggressive, but that's kind of what we expect, where things are kind of falling into place, especially early on in the meta right now. With the first turtle being up here, both junglers having that level 4 build. Cuffin also has it, but now they got that little XP they needed. Battled out.
Over with the taunt as well. Maro getting a few vengeance. Reset. Sawa walking up again, posturing up, trying to zone Hoda away from this turtle, and they will be able to do so, baiting out the Eternal Guard. And now the penalty zone right into the Minion Fury and the Flicker to knock Maro off. First blood over to Kid Bomba as Maro will fall as well. Bomba just recalling in his face as he picks that double kill up.
Yeah, Kid Bomba's going to go ahead and do that. I mean, at least, you know, he's feeling a little bit better in this game to start with. We're going to take a look at the replay brought to us by STC. You see a great penalty zone again into the Minion Fury. Really good layering of these ultimates being utilized. And then, like we said, Revenge Strike able to get that revenge for Kid Bomba. Picks up the double already. So when we're talking about the lane matchups, man, XP lane having the 2 kills over the Paquito might be enough to go ahead and keep the Paquito contained, I'd say.
Sure. I think at this point as well, Team Spirit, they're going to be able to find so much more room around the map. The fact that they got the prio in the XP so early on up against a Paquito, Sanji, he should be able to actually get that prio when it comes to just wave clear in the lane. But the fact that, you know, obviously Kid Bomba got it first, he was able to rotate quicker. Maro wasn't able to get level 4 because obviously then for Cuffin, he was kind of forced to stay in the mid lane to hold off a lot of the pressure that was coming from the rest of Team Spirit.
You know, I guess one of the things that I've been seeing since watching Team Spirit really play here is part of the playstyle that's changed from them. I know the guys on the panel saying, oh, hold on, Retri already used. Sanji should be fine.
He doesn't have the flicker, but he has those dashes.
Okay, so going back to it, you know, they talked about this on the analyst desk here for a bit. And the playstyle difference that we're seeing from Team Spirit, I think I agree. You know, it's been time that they don't have the time to adjust throughout these group stages. They are very brutal, if I say. And with that, I think when you look at the playstyle that they're bringing to this game #1 already in the series, it's an adjustment that they made just from today alone. It's too bad, you know, that they aren't going to get to go on forward, because Twisted Mind and Team Spirit, the way that they play in this game is already really resembling of how they've learned throughout the group stage.
And now they're on the second turtle again, trying to push the pace here. Sunset Lever dishing a lot of damage. Maro now with the flicker forward with the final slash. Big Salo down, but Kid Bomba is able to displace them with the penalty zone. Maro jumps in with the vengeance as well as Sanji comes in with a knockout strike and a few dashes. Kid Bomba displaced into the Curse Blast as two-man stun connect with a taunt as well. Now with a vengeance, but a minute Fury goes in. The Appraiser's Wrath still dealing damage. Kid Bomba is able to sustain with the War Axe that he bought earlier. It's still a 1-for-1 trade. Both roamers taken down.
And that's the body of Smith or the body of Kid Bomba, because he did not go down at all. And now Hiko's going to fire back against Sano.
He dashed out of his own Zaman Force, so he will be forced back there by Sano. Good read by Sano to actually get off that angle. Again, Hoda trying his best to enter that turtle pit to go for a cheeky little steal, but Maro's a bit too consistent with that red tree. Now with this Pure of Alpha, zoning him down, melting the HP bar. The Appraiser's Wrath still comes down, but it's not enough to get him extra HP. Sunset Lover What happened in the mid lane? He got knocked up and sliced up.
Yeah, he got taken out, but you know, this is really the struggle of Fredrin right now, where he's sitting in this place. He's having such a difficult time in the current metagame, which is weird because he was on top for so long. And even for Hoda here, you know, you're thinking concussive blast, that works great. You're trying to keep up with the alpha in the jungle, but you know, back when we used to see the Fredrin roll with the Brave Smite, sometimes that Appraiser's Wrath might have given enough health to extend the fight, and then maybe Sanji could have helped him. But so far, Fredrin, man, has been struggling to find a footing in the current pace of things. Meanwhile, on the other side, you know, Marl hasn't gotten any kills, but he's fine because he's put enough pressure in getting these objectives for Team Spirit.
Okay, Bomba walking up now. Between the hammer, goes for the penalty zone, gets canceled out with final slash too, but now gets the motivation roar, and Maro will be forced out away. Gets zoned in by the penalty zone, isolated from the team. And now Kid Bomba, 5-0. That's a big Bomba.
That's a big Bomba. He does not go down. Right now, no matter how many times Twisted Minds has tried, they just cannot solve this puzzle. Mid lane, though.
Stolen final slash to get Cuffin away to taunt now to peel away for Cuffin in the mid lane. They're able to get Cuffin to a safe spot. Meanwhile, up top, Force popped in. Hiko trying to go for the outplay. Asano goes for the Lycan form and now gets caught. But will be able to dodge away from the Synchro Efficient. Sunset Lover and Marl. They smell blood in the water. Asano, he's going to have to recall a bit further back there on the tier 2. Good Spear of Alpha to threaten the kill. Asano almost chose to recall in the wrong spot.
I was going to say, he was cutting it close. So far, yeah, Miracle, man, there's been fight after fight, and I feel like this is becoming more of the norm. You know, every single lane has something happening, and really you don't have that slow buildup right now, because at least with these two teams here fighting for this turtle is not going to happen because Team Spirit has controlled most of it. Mid lane again.
Maro has the flicker, goes for the final slash. It's going to be sidestep. Maro goes for the vengeance. Flickers out as the Eternal Guard comes down. Sunset Lover steals away the Lycan form. Try to go for the last hit there as Sanji just keeps on cutting the waves in the bottom lane. Is going to be recalling Tawo. What a read! Straight with a flicker into the Zaman Force, into the Synchro Fission. Say goodbye to Sanji. He gets punished for cutting the wave.
This is a very different Team Spirit, at least we're seeing in the series. Kid Bomba, like we said, so difficult to kill here. Even with multiple members, he's able to just take it on. Sunset Lover, though, will take the final slash.
Spear of Alpha. Now, oh, Maro losing all of his HP straight into Maro's final slash of that spear. My goodness.
Marl finds Maro.
Maro finds Maro. Marl finds Maro.
You know, and with that Team Spirit, they will go ahead and get that turret down in the mid lane. This is perfect timing for them, by the way, because this will lead into that first Lord about a minute away from this. You know, with this kind of lead, too, that they've got themselves, you know, 6,000, almost 7,000 gold ahead. Just look at the difference here, of course, between Kid Bomba and Sanji.
Who you got?
I got to go with the Bomba, man.
You got to go with the Bomba? I thought Sanji was, you know, your guy, you know, because he's in... it's Twisted Minds Sanji. Okay.
That's the other Sanji. He's got the two eyes.
He's got the two eyes, you know? Sanji? Sanji.
I think that's how we can go with that, you know? Definitely. But he's, to be honest, Sanji is a big point in turning this thing around, I feel like, because Paquito so far, we saw the playmaking potential we saw from the last series, you know, against Team Spirit on what could happen there. So Sanji, on this time around, although it is a different part of the Sand duo, he could be a crucial part in winning some of these fights. But look at, I think the biggest thing now that the War Axe is picked up by Kid Bomba, this makes it even more difficult to kill this kind of unkillable Rizzler right now, this Terizla, man.
He's all up in your face. Now he can't even be killed. He can sustain back up just with a few swings. He already had the Brave Smite.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Marl's just going to get rid of this Lord. That's Team Spirit with the first Lord taken away with no problems whatsoever. But Twisted Minds do find a trade on the other side of the map. Sanji again pushing it in, but this time he's learned his mistake. You know, maybe don't stay too long around the mirror play there with the cross map play. So he recalls away. But taking a look at the in-game equipment, it's the Hunter Strike and the Sea Halberd. So still a lot of respect to the sustain that Team Spirit have, but not a lot of respect to the damage that Team Spirit have, right? Because he only has a Steel Leg Plates and a Warrior Boots. I don't think it's going to be enough for Sanji, especially considering he wants to be up in the faces of Team Spirit.
Yeah, and with this, you're seeing this happen time and time again. Team Spirit going to go ahead and take the resources now from Twisted Minds. They still have Lord going up top too. I don't know, man. Do you think Twisted Minds actually has enough to go ahead and defend through the first push even, despite the gap they're feeling in the items?
I think it really depends if they can make a big play happen. If Maro can display some of the core members, maybe Hiko, Sunset Lover, then yeah. But even then, right? Kid Bomba can just go with the penalties. Oh, Spear of Alpha as well, and that's exactly what I was talking about. If you get picked up before the siege even happens. Now it's 4v5. Only one ultimate used up. The Holy Defense used up. Maro gets a big final slash into the Eternal Guard, but now it's going to be Sawo who tries to go for the re-engage as well into the back line. With him in his Fury as the penalties are right, and his Spear of Alpha connects to the back. Maro decimating Twisted Minds. But Sano and Hoda will still be able to escape as Team Spirit walk out of the base.
And at this point, Twisted Minds have to pay attention to so many things being thrown at them from Team Spirit, whether it's the Spear of Alpha, whether it's Kim Bomba with the penalty zone, and not even mentioning Salo with Minoan Fury. There's so many forced entry points. Zaman Force already used to take down that base turret top side from Twisted Minds. They find themselves down at one turret. They're still in the game though, but it's really slipping out of hand. 10,000 gold behind. Just looking at the items, how far they are in terms of just defensive items even that they need to kind of withstand that forced entry coming out from Team Spirit. And right now, the battle for just the buff alone, they cannot even enter that zone. So really, you know, when you're thinking about this, Maro, is he the only guy that can actually start these fights up for Twisted Minds with a final slash?
I don't know. At this point, it really comes down to that final slash. I don't really see any way they could go for another form of initiation, right? It's really all down to Maro. And even then, like we saw earlier, you get a final slash. That's cool and all. And then the Minotaur walks up, flickers forward. There's a penalty zone as well to stop you from really collapsing on all the members that get caught by the final slash. It was really only the Eternal Guard that was able to combo in together with the final slash to taunt them and to, you know, try to find any sort of value with that kind of pick. It's just so tough at this point, even for Twisted Minds to walk out of their own base. Feels like they're getting suffocated now slowly but surely by Team Spirit as they freeze up the waves, now deciding to shove it in as Maro gets chunked for even entering his own purple buff. Say goodbye to the Lord. Team Spirit taking it away in the 12th minute of the game. That's an enhanced one. Yeah,
this is enhanced, and this is once again Twisted Minds on the defense, backs against the wall. They had a couple key item pickups too. That was also a Malefic Roar for Sanji. But I think even then, the question is still there. Even if they get a setup, Sano now picking that up as well, do they have enough to withstand that initial burst and crowd control already? Look at this. Look at Hiko. He's completely online. Divine Glaive, Holy Crystal. That's enough to just make Twisted Minds worry about it themselves, how they deal with Hiko, how they get through all of this. But they still have a little more time to farm up what they can, and really, you know, goes back to the question, man. Roger in the gold lane has been difficult. I feel like, I'm not sure specifically the win rate, but we saw this all through the wild cards into here in the group stage. And now they have to defend.
Stolen final slash. The final slash connects on the tool. There, now with Menace Fury flickering forward, finding 5, but there's no follow-up from the rest of the team. That was displaced earlier by Maro on the final slash flicker. Still for Team Spirit, unable to clear the waves properly to actually manipulate it to crash in together. So it'll come in one by one. Great defense by Twisted Minds. Maro, again, trying to go for the final slash. Finds it on Kid Bomba. Displaces it right into the Eternal Guard and the Curse Blast. But it only baits Maro in with a vengeance into the Zaman Force. And Hiko gets rid of him. Now another wave in the bottom lane. Still going to be worked down upon Sanji. Tries to go for the knockout strike. And Eternal Guard comes down towards Hiko. Gets the wave cleared out, and Twisted Minds, they live to see another day.
Okay, Twisted Minds actually did a great job there, defending with that whole situation, and then also being down nearly 10,000 gold. I gotta say, successful defense from the Twisted Minds. And with that, they buy themselves more time. And all that really means for them is that they can go ahead, farm up. They need these defensive items. They really need to be allowed to play into what Team Spirit's throwing at them. And so far, as they buy themselves some more minutes, you're going to see here items falling into place. Oracle's also there. Yeah, there's a whole lot of magic resist available because also playing against the Eternal Guard, they're going to shove Hoda out. Still looking for the buff if he can get it, but it's not going to grab it at all.
Look at that.
A ton of shield, man.
The shield. Oh,
Maro. Okay, he's out.
Shh. You don't know.
He got out.
No, he got out, you know. Hiko didn't realize. It's okay. It's okay. We'll make them confused there, you know. But at this point, yeah, for Twisted Minds, it's really all about scaling up. But even then, I don't know. If they go to the late game, it doesn't feel like they have any crazy hyper carries in the late game either, you know?
If this wasn't Roger, then maybe. Like, maybe if this was like a Claude or a Natan,
yeah.
You know, I think there's a big play-making potential. The problem with the Roger in the gold lane is, like, even late game, if you get there and you entry into this lineup that Team Spirit has, there's a high tendency that you just get knocked up and stopped.
Yeah, I have to agree there. You know, there's not really much Sano can do in these skirmishes in the dive. He's really going to have to wait for the rest of the team to actually bait out some of the resources. And Sanji up top, like informed, stolen by Sunset Lever. Now that's going to be Sao walking up. Hoda is going to be deleted. Maro gets a 3-man final. Sash in the back line, get caught by the penalty zone. Bomba is just making things work in the back all alone. Doesn't matter. He's the man. He's the Bomba. He's the kid.
He hasn't died, you know, and he's been a huge part of this game number 1 already. As he goes ahead, takes a bunch of shots, he's just going to heal that back up again with a Brave Smite and that War Axe. And it looks like Team Spirit might be looking to march this one in.
Sanji and now caught out by the Spear of Alpha. Team Spirit will walk them down straight in the base. Hiko picks up an unstoppable as they secure game number 1.
Game number 1.